So when we're looking at what the fourth grade level answer is, what do you notice the fourth grade answer does differently that the third and second grade level answers don't? Raise your hand if you can share. What's a little bit different? How is it a little more advanced? Guadalupe, go ahead. Thank you.
The fourth one is like longer words.
Say it again. Sorry, it was hard to hear you.
The fourth one is the longer words. It has more words.
So the fourth one, the fourth grade level is longer. It has more information. I want to highlight kind of what's with that. It doesn't mean you don't have to have more words to have a better answer, but it does support the evidence better, right? So notice the fourth grade one says, Mr. Tillian seems very understanding. It doesn't stop there, right? It says he doesn't make Harry feel bad for not visiting the store now that he's older. So there's one thing that supports that, right? It also said he makes the best of things, but he really is lonely, so he gets a bird named Rocky. There's another more evidence. So it says he's understanding and lonely, and it gives evidence for each thing. So the fourth grade answer is being able to say, this is what I noticed, and here's what in the book tells me that. All right, let's look at the second question and kind of go a little further with that. Level 2. Alex, can you read this first part in a level 2 right here, this first little point that says, I wrote about a way?
I wrote about a way that the character changed. This might be the way the character's feelings changed in one part of the story, or the way the character's actions changed.
Yeah, so level 2 means you're just writing about the way the character feels and how they change. And then it says this down here, I wrote about why the character changed. CJ, can you read the first one in level 3? Right there.
I wrote about a way or two that character changed. Maybe the character's feelings changed, or a way she or he acted changed, or character traits changed.
So that means we're taking a look at it and we're saying this is how more than one way the character changed, and here's what I noticed about why. And then can you discuss why in a more detailed version? Level 4 would be I continue to discuss how and why the character changes across the whole story, and I give the reasons for the change that you referred to earlier in the book, right? So you're able to really read the story and talk about why the character changed in more than one way. Now, I should point out too that right now we shouldn't be all the way at a level 4, right? Because we just got into 4th grade and started our unit. Our goal is that by the end of the unit, we're responding in level 4. So if you're thinking about, oh yeah, on those pre-assessment questions, I was really more of a level 2 or 3, that's okay to be there right now. Our goal is to be at a higher level at the end of the unit than where we started. Question 2 examples. When it says reread these lines and represent the turning point for Harry, right? And it says, I'm here, you stupid bird, I'm here, Harry yelled. He threw peppermints at the cage and the bird screamed and clung to its perch. Harry sobbed, I'm here, and the tears were coming. Harry leaned over the glass counter. Papa, Harry buried his face in his arm. Where's Harry? Repeated the bird. Harry sighed and wiped his face on his sleeve. He watched the parrot. He understood now. Someone had been saying for a long time, where's Harry? Miss him. A 2nd grade level would say something like, Harry feels sad because his dad is sick, and the bird keeps saying, where's Harry? Or saying Harry feels so sad he cries. He didn't cry before. That's just a simple observation. If you want a level 4, we're going to skip 3 and go all the way to 4th grade. What we're really looking for, it says, when Harry hears the bird say, where's Harry, miss him, over and over, he realizes that his dad must have asked him for it over and over. This makes Harry realize how much his dad missed him. This is a big change for Harry because at the beginning, he didn't really think about his dad's feelings, and now he does. Right? So that's saying what Harry noticed and then what caused him to change. So we're not going to go through all of the questions. We're going to do one more, but this is what we mean. We're looking for you to really dig into a text, not just say the simple things. So we're going to actually skip to question 4. And the last question 4 says, write about a theme. So when we're talking about theme, we're talking about the message in a story. So the first 2nd grade level answer. Eric, can you read the 2nd grade level answer right over here for me, please? What would be in a 2nd grade level?
Okay. If I was asked to talk about a nice lesson the character learned. I either retold a part of the story or I said my own ideas about what I learned from the story or felt about it.
Okay, thank you. That's good. So that means you're just retelling a part of the story or you're saying what the character felt, right? Level 3, can somebody read the level 3? How about Michael? Can you read these sections right here for level 3?
I wrote about a life lesson that the character learned. I wrote about how a part of the story showed this lesson.
Yeah, so with a level 3, thank you, Michael. We're starting to get there with we can say what the lesson was and we can say a part of the story and how it showed it. A 4th grade answer, look at these 3, says, I wrote about a theme that comes through across most of the story. So something that you see, a lesson you're learning. I provided details from across the text that support this theme. So not just one little piece, but more than one piece. And I explained how these parts from across the story show the theme. So here's some examples. If it says, what's the theme or life lesson that the story supports or story develops, use details from the story to support. Level 2 answer would be, your dad might die. Harry didn't know his dad would be sick and then his dad was in the hospital. He might die. That is a real example of what a 2nd grader was. I should point out in the story that his father is fine. His father ends up coming back to work at the candy shop and things end up okay. All right, I do want to point that out. That's not really a theme. That's just one small piece. Here's more of a theme in the 3rd grade level. A life lesson Harry learns is that he should be good to his father. When Harry's dad got sick, Harry felt bad that he hadn't been good to his dad. Harry even yelled at the parrot because he was so mad. He was upset because he knows his dad misses him and he should have visited more. That's more of a theme. 4th grade level, going all the way through, says a theme this story develops is that people should be good to their families. Early in the story, Harry visited his dad's nut shop a lot and was good to him, but then Harry stopped visiting. When Harry's dad got sick, Harry felt bad that he hadn't visited his dad. This taught him that he should have been good to his dad. What do you notice about that 4th grade level answer that makes it a stronger answer than the other 2? What makes the 4-point answer stronger answer? Michael.
You're putting more information in the text.
So you're using more information from the text to go back and support your answer. Notice how it goes throughout the whole story. Right here it says early in the story, Harry visited his dad's nut shop, and then it goes back to later what he did. He stopped and why he learned that, right? So the 3-point one does give some evidence, but one of the 4-point one actually talks about early in the story and later in the story. All right, so again, our goal is that we're getting to these 4 points by the end of the unit. We don't expect you to be answering questions that way right now. But by the end of the unit, we want to be able to get to writing these high quality answers right here, like number 4, like 4 points. Okay? Your job today. Nice. The thing is, you need to just read for 20 minutes and take notes in your notebook and then do some Lexia. You don't have to submit an assignment today at all for reading. Just taking notes and doing Lexia. I would like to point out that remember how we set up our notebooks yesterday where we said the date and the book you were reading? I'd like you to do that again today in your notes, okay? So when you're reading and taking notes, mark what the day is, what the date is, and what the title of the book you're reading is, okay? If you meet with Miss Weibel, you are off the hook today. You are not going to have a meeting. So I'm going to go back for just a second. I'm going to share my screen, but I'm going to go to our Canvas page. So you'll see today on Canvas, you do not have any assignment for reading when you go to Thursday. It just says, read your book on Epic and take notes in your reading notebook. That's all you're doing. No assignment to turn in. But I'm going to be asking you in small group, and Miss Weibel is going to be asking you in small group tomorrow what you read about. So make sure you're still reading. We're probably going to ask, hey, can we see your notes? What did you write down? Small group reading, if you are in the Justice League or you are in the X-Men, you are not meeting today, okay? Because Miss Weibel is not available. So if you are in the X-Men or you are in the Justice League, you are just going to read and work on getting some Lexia minutes done today. Let's see.